It's been a while since I made any videos. I was gonna quit World of Warcraft PvP because forces broke PvP and healing is a pain in the arse right now. I know a lot of people who quit, a lot of people who wanted to quit, and then they suddenly made these changes for 9.2.5 with cross-faction, and also they changed a bunch of things, like literally reducing 50% of effectiveness of certain things in PvP. When they reduce 50% of something, that means it was broken. It was absolutely and utterly broken. People started feeling it. I think Blizzard saw in their numbers that people were quitting PvP, and they said, okay, we have to really pay attention now, and they made the change 9.2.5. Finally, I made it to Rival 2. I'm pushing Duelist at the moment. I play Holy Paladin, I play Red for RPGs, I play Paladin and Priest. As Priest, I couldn't survive anything. The damage meta right now, it's insane, especially versus these comps like Assassination and Holy Priest. I just couldn't survive as Priest, so I switched Pally, but I don't like Necro. Necro, I think, is a horrible way to heal, even though it's the meta, even though people are just doing it. I just don't get it. I just don't like it. I pushed 2.1 last season as a Kyrian Pally. I'm doing it the same way this time, and I think there's a place in the brackets for Kyrian Hpal, because Divine Toll is huge against bursty damage, and mostly we have these bursts of damage, even though it's consistent damage. Like in the case of Hero Warrior, the damage is so much that it turns into burst. So I'm just gonna be going through some games, just doing the Kyrian Hpal thing, and see if I hit 2.1, if anybody wants to switch it around, because I know that higher up I've been playing 2k games, I've been playing 1.95 games this week, and I didn't see any Holy Paladins. I only saw Priests, Druids, and the eventual monk. I didn't see a lot of Holy Palis, so I think Necro is doing more trees, or Necro Holy Paladin is not really there in twos. At least I haven't seen them, but maybe Kyrian has a chance. So this is my whole argument here. Alright, so here for my talents versus rogue especially, and mostly I am using these because this is just massive damage from melee cleaves, from DK, from warrior, red, all the rogues that are in the... So I usually run double bob, sacrifice. This is the damn buttons, and I tell my DPS to stack on me. A lot of people, you know, when I was playing 1600 games, people would tell me, the bugs would tell me, why do you want me to stack on you? He's just gonna cross the sea. And it said rogue, and it's a holy priest. They're gonna CC you anyway. You might as well break them, break the chastise with like cleave. Just stand next to each other, even play a little bit of pillar to reduce the CC from the priest or the mind games. But other than that, you're gonna be CC'd anyway. So you just have to manage your defense, especially as a pally, where you can just bubble, you can trinket, you can remind for himself, and do all these sort of things. So on rogues, I always tell my DPS stack on me. I'll go into it a little bit later. Alright, so here's their opening. The reason why I tell my DPS to stack on me, and we're all stacked middle. We're not LOSing, we should have been playing pillar and LOS in the mind games, but right now I see that they're doing a go on me. I have a bunch of venoms and whatever. I can't hear on my add-ons that he want to banish, something like that. They're doing the whole thing. That rogue is pumping right now on me. So I have two options here. If they go me, I'm just gonna bubble, because usually there's a mind games and there's a bunch of... If I just trinket and try to do a GCD for my Divine Toll, even in the GCD for trinket, they're gonna re-CC and they're gonna end up bursting me, and I don't have the GCD for a bubble. So I know that I'm dying here. I'm gonna die in 1 second if I don't do something. So insta bubble, just bubble. Don't be selfish with it, especially against Assassination rogue. If they go your DPS, what I usually do in this comp is I trinket into bob. That they have to switch on me. At the moment, the time that it takes for them to switch, even though it's a second, it gives me 1 GCD to pop my Divine Toll or whatever. So if they go Jude, you bubble. If they go your DPS, you trinket, either sack when there's a magic damage, or trinket into Bob when there's just a rogue doing the bends and the poisons. Bob removes everything. Paladins are the worst enemy for rogues. I decide to do my full healing, bubble into the mantle. There's a lot of damage going on. I decide to get us all both. He leg sweeps the rogue. He trinkets. Now they switch to buy DPS. Usually, I've seen some rogues who like do the thing on you, make you bubble, and then switch to the DPS, and the DPS dies. So usually, I think I bopped him a little bit too early. But I just was I was playing safe. Sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. If you can hold that bob, that's better. But I already pressed the bind tool, so I was just afraid. You can save it. You don't have to do it. Alright, so I realized the rogue is going me even though I'm slow. I want to do the crossy C on the priest because my monk's really good. This monk that I was playing with is very good. So she's putting a lot of pressure on the rogue. I do the crossy C. Even I like to do the incap from the monk into Hush, but sometimes you just gotta do it. You just gotta do a CC, put the pressure on, pop a cooldown from the rogue. He already popped a few things. Also there I did my repentance right after the Hush, and I got the priest to trinket, so that's huge as well. You gotta keep that pressure going and make them pop cooldowns, get trinkets out of the way. Spear into kidney. I know that he's trying to do some damage, but they don't have cooldowns, so I don't even trinket or anything. I can just dispel myself or even hold it. Do healing. I got 20 seconds on my divine tool. Now this is a rogue game. This is a fast game. One of the things that they say that people who are saying that Kyrian is no longer good or anything, they say, oh, it's a super long cooldown. It's already 40 seconds here, and this is the first go from the rogue. I know that sometimes you're not gonna leave more than 30 seconds in Shadowlands Season 3 arena, but it's not such a long cooldown, especially when you know how to rotate the other cooldowns. Alright, so here's something important that I said about stacking. The reason why I'm following my DPS, a lot of people would think and would say, and I know the pugs at 1600 would usually tell me, oh, why don't you play Pillar? Why are you chasing me? Why are you on the open with a rogue? And I see that his kidney is ready to go. I know that he is about to do a go. What happens to a lot of people in lower rating is that they stay away. The healer stays away, tries to LOS a little bit. What happens is that this rogue is just chasing me. He's on stealth, just chasing me because he knows that I don't have a bubble. I have my trinket still. This is why you have to hold to your trinket like it's dear life. And I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna set up a CC on me, a kidney on the kill target, and a mind games. This is clockwork for rogue priest. So the reason why I stay close to him is because if I'm right here, I can just trinket into Bob. I still have one Bob ready to go. I think I still have my sack. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I didn't even use sack. So if I'm behind on a pillar or somewhere else, the rogue is gonna do this blind while I'm away from him. And now when he's gonna start with a kidney, I know that my kidney wasn't cooldown. I saw it on my annals right here. Now it's on cooldown, it's ready to go. So he's gonna blind me. He's gonna kidney my DPS, and then he's gonna mind games. This guy is gonna mind games. If I'm far away and he kidneys my DPS and then he mind games DPS, I'm far away, I'm blind. I have to trinket, then I have to divine seed and run into my DPS to kind of get in line of sight, especially if I'm behind the pillar. If I just move away from the pillar and get in line of sight, he's gonna smoke bomb my DPS and he's gonna burst him in the smoke bomb. And as soon as I divine seed into the smoke bomb, I'm either gonna get chastised by this dude or get another CC from the rogue. So this is why you gotta stack on rogue. And right here, I can just trinket into Bob. He just doesn't even bother to do smoke bomb because it's not gonna be useful for him. So there it is. My DPS has it. They won my DPS. They know they have to go my DPS. I still have my trinket. I still have a Bob. They're trying him now. They tried me before. I bubbled. Now they're doing him. Say I do what I said I was gonna do. Trinket into Bob. It removes everything, all the poison. I really, even though my thing is still so that they got stuff going on. It removes everything. Then I quick dispel and he should be fine. I get the chastise. He has chastise ready for me to run to save the DPS. There it is, divine tool. So now, my DPS a little bit low after the buff, after I dispelled everything. I do have full holy power. The thing about necro is that I don't like is there's a lot of setup. You have to manage your hammers of whatever, and then you have to have your full holy power. You have to then be in line of sight and like kind of direct towards him in a cone sort of deal, and do the whole light of dome thing. To me, it's very weird. It's very strange, and it's just not enough. Especially when you go into dampening. It's for me, I don't know, I feel weird playing it. So here my DPS is down. Just Divine Toll, and look, since there's dampening, it's not doing a lot of healing. Even that Divine Toll, it just went from here to here. Like if I was running Necro, that would have been barely anything, and now I have no holy power. It's Necro for me, it's I don't know, I don't like it. Got the cross CC right there. I managed to sneak in a Repentance on DR. It doesn't matter. Repentance is huge. It's very important. Have a macro for it. It's very useful. That DR Repentance are hell because let's see. I save my DPS. I do the do the Divine Toll. We were a little bit behind on healing. So if I had been Necro, I don't think I would have been able to catch up to the damage right here, especially if I can't cross CC it. But that was a good cross CC from my DPS. It gets the incap on the priest. Then right there, a lot of people say don't do it right there. Sometimes you can sneak them in. Sometimes you're gonna get kicked. It is what it is. That's the way with Repentance. So I just do it. I just try to sneak it in. They don't expect you to do it. They expect Repentance to be a super setup or something like that. I just do it right there. Get away with it on DR, and just enough seconds for my DPS to kill this dude. That's GG. Yeah, it's a 1900 game. Right now I'm feeling that 1900 is even a little bit more competitive. It's a little bit more broken. I was playing some 1900 2K games and I see double duelist, I see duelist rival 2 playing at 1900. Even at 1600 I've seen duelists. It's just disgusting right now, and it's hard to survive, but I think all specs are viable. Kyrian Hpal has a place in the brackets. I want to hit my 2.1, see how I do. I love being a Kyrian. I love the whole aesthetics. I love everything about being a Kyrian. So it is what it is. I hope somebody finds this useful. If you made it so far, thank you so much for watching, and maybe I'll see you in the next one.